In a shocking series of events, to absolutely no one's surprise, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is already in serious trouble. This is the same title coming from Bethesda that introduced everyone to the modern audience terminology. And you gotta wonder, from all the way back then giving us the red flag that this isn't being made for actual gamers, who is actually gonna be buying it? What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. And Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is a game that initially, at least before the whole modern audience thing took off, is a game that I was looking forward to. Something that, oh, okay, this is different, it's unique, it's a first-person style version of Indiana Jones. All right, I can ride with this. What happens with it? Well, ever since then, we've seen new trailers drop and more information come out that makes me think anything but positive about the potential of this release. From the lack of pre-order information that we're getting, embargoed reviews up to the launch day, and deliberate silencing of negative feedback on the public-facing YouTube channel is never a good sign. But then again, it's not for us. It's for the modern audience.
For modern gaming audience.
Modern gaming audience.
Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, coming from Bethesda, the somewhat newly purchased studio from Xbox Game Studios and Microsoft, and how this game seems to be right in line with all the other DEI junk that's been coming out of Microsoft corporate over the past few years as well, and how this game in itself looks to be a massive disaster in the making. The upcoming Indiana Jones and the Great Circle game from Bethesda is already shaping up to be a massive disaster even before it officially launches. The latest blow to the game's reception comes from discovering that Xbox is now not allowing any critics to post reviews or share their thoughts about the game until it's available to the general public on December 5th, 2024. And doing this kind of embargo typically spells bad news for a launch, as most companies are excited to get the hype train started early, get people talking about it, making sure that they're like, oh, okay, the game already got these great roaring reviews from all these outlets, I can't wait to pre-order it and go buy it. Nope, apparently Microsoft's like, let's not let people tell people what they think about the game until after it launches, because that way, maybe they'll just go to the store and be like, oh, Indiana Jones, I've heard of that brand. Sure, I'll buy it. How bad could it be? The Red Dragon on Twitter said, Xbox won't allow critics to post reviews or thoughts of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle until the game launches for the public in early access. Microsoft is not confident the game will be well received, and they posted a screenshot of the embargo information saying, here's when to expect reviews for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. For those wondering exactly when the review embargo for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, we can confirm that reviews will go live starting December 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. This is the exact same time that the game will be available for early access, with the full launch happening on December 9th for both PC and Xbox. We aren't allowed to disclose anything else beyond that though. Like with any reviews we've done, you can expect our full thoughts on embargo day. Not exactly inspiring a ton of confidence coming from a massive property and a AAA studio and telling people, yeah, the reviews are going to be held until it's available for people to play in early access, because we don't want people to know about how bad it is. Grums on Twitter said, no preview reviews, even from trusted YouTubers? If so, that's not a good sign for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which honestly, based off of the responses, encapsulates exactly what the entire community sentiment feels about all of this. Everyone is like, if they're not letting people review this early and find out what it is, it's obviously gonna be crap. When reviews drop simultaneously with the early access program, it's always a major red flag. Microsoft and Bethesda aren't showing a ton of confidence here with this game's ability to garner any substantial positive feedback, and that tells me all I need to know about being excited for this title and how to hold back any kind of anticipation. But it doesn't stop there. The patterns I keep seeing with this whole diversity movement, the equity and inclusion, trying to inject things that just, it feels unnatural. And that's the overall feeling that I get with stuff like this. Even when it comes to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, they tell you from Bethesda themselves that this is an adventure for Indiana Jones himself, and you get to play as him.
In this game, you aren't just playing as Indy, you are Indiana Jones. You will see through his eyes and experience a journey that we hope lives up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones.
But they couldn't help themselves by force including you to have to play as Gina, a female protagonist that plays alongside Indiana Jones, because you can't just have a male protagonist in 2024. No, you need to make sure for full representation that you got a girl boss in your game.
Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
And this is exactly the type of stuff that we're all pointing out, and somehow that makes us the bad guy. Adding to this perception of trouble is how Bethesda has made the decision to disable dislikes on the trailer for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This approach never inspires any confidence in gamers. If these companies can't handle feedback from a trailer, it tells me they don't care about your opinion. As a customer, having an opinion is your right, and them taking that away is a massive turnoff. They are taking the control away from you, the customer. Buying power, the people spending their money on these games, they don't want to give you a voice. And if that's the case, I don't want to give them any money. Then we have friend of the channel Endymion on Twitter weighing in about the dire state of the game's performance before launch with pre-orders, stating, "Game has less than 200 pre-orders from what I'm told from one major retailer in America. Physical, obviously. I know it's on Game Pass, but still. 200 overall is abysmal, no matter how you slice it." And yeah, it's on Game Pass. I get it. That's what Microsoft wants people to go to get away from physical copies of games. But holy crap, 200 physical purchases of this game in pre-orders is so beyond ridiculously low that I never thought I'd even see the day in my lifetime that a AAA studio with a AAA property of Indiana Jones can't pass even 2,000 pre-orders nationwide. Never mind 200. Yikes! So putting all this information together, the lack of pre-orders, the embargoed reviews, and the deliberate silence of any kind of feedback on the trailer all paint a very grim picture for this game's future. The game that reportedly will have over 130 gigs worth of install space to account for. And I got people looking at their consoles like, yeah, I don't know if it's even worth deleting other games to put this game on it, based off of what they're doing leading up to the launch. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle should have been a flagship title for Microsoft and Xbox out of Bethesda, especially with a name as legendary as Indiana Jones attached to it. But no, it's already being written off by many players as yet another casualty of Gamergate's war, with misguided attempts to pander to audiences that don't exist. And I don't know how many times I have to teach you this lesson, old man, but stop making games for people that don't play games. Stop making games for people that are demanding things in games that don't purchase the game at the end of the day. Make the games for the gamers, the people spending their money on them. But then again, it's Xbox, it's Microsoft. They want to push the DEI agenda as far as they can, and ultimately, they really don't care about what you think, what your opinion is. They just want to push the agenda, the message, the ideologies. And at the end of the day, okay, more power to them. They're not going to make any money from gamers, but maybe BlackRock and Vanguard will keep backing their wallets, and maybe the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation will keep pushing the message. Okay, but at the end of the day, doing this kind of stuff is hurting gaming. And if we don't collectively stand up, speak out against this kind of stuff, nothing is going to change. You can't take the ignorance is bliss approach when it comes to gaming, because otherwise it's just going to keep getting worse. Speaking out, speaking with your wallet, not making these purchases, telling these companies that you stand against what they're trying to do with them is making an impact. They're trying to fight back. They're trying to make things up about us, saying that we're crazy talking about it. But it's obvious, clear as day to actual gamers out there, what they're injecting these games with. The ideology is clear as day, and they don't like people pointing it out. That's why they come after me. They come after other channels. They try to shut you down. They try to silence you. Keep speaking out. It's just like with Avowed. This game is falling just in line with that as well. The same thing. I wanted to like Avowed. I wanted to like Indiana Jones, but I just can't. Every time I deep dive the information on him, I'm like, yeah, no, this isn't made by people that have a passion for gaming. It's made by people with an agenda trying to push it on you and accept their ideologies. And gamers will never stand for that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com for the full article. If you appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
He's a brilliant archaeologist. He's a charismatic everyman. He's passionate and determined.
Our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience.
Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT.